So as per your teaching plan, course number is MMB 558 and unit 1. See, unit 1 deals about actually what we have to study. You can see here that it's written that on successful completion of this course, a student should be able to understand many properties of the real line, especially axiomatic theory and point set topology on R, recognize bounded, convergent, divergent, Cauchy and monotonic sequences, and to calculate their limit superior, limit inferior, and limit of a bounded sequence. Applied the ratio root, alternating series, and limit comparison test for convergence and absolute convergence. And we will see what we mean by open set, closed sets, all this in real analysis. And later on, its extension you will study as metric spaces, and then again topological spaces. So real analysis, you can say that this one is a building block of pure mathematics, because see, we are dealing with real numbers from our childhood. And if you notice that, then see here, the first one is interval and its different kind. What we mean by interval, question is whether this 1 2 union 5 6, whether this one is an interval. 1 2 union 5 6, yes, anyone?
No, sir. It's not interval, sir.
Okay. So we will see that what is the property for interval, because basically we will use it at several places. So we need to be very clear about the definition of intervals and its different kind. Similarly, we will say that when a set is bounded or not, how to find supremum and infimum of a set, order completeness axioms of R. These are very important. And here another important is Archimedean property, this well ordering, and Archimedean property of real numbers, because these are the basic building blocks, you can say, and we will use it at several places. And then I will come to denseness property of rational numbers in R, real line. Okay. Then these are some inequalities. We will not go to its proof, but we will see. I mean, we will have an overview of this Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, Minkowski, and holders, their finite and then important topic, finite, infinite set, and what we mean by countable and uncountable set. These topics we will see in detail, which I have underlined here. After covering this, you can see that from your IT GEM syllabus, also these 3 units are very important. This year there is a change in IT GEM syllabus. If you look at, then earlier this chapter 4, some portion from chapter 4 is removed now, maybe just for this year, but this one is a very basic and it will be used at several places. So after this, I will combinedly, we will deal with sequences or sequence of real numbers and series of real numbers. And there are certain tests. So these 2 chapters are very in applied form. But the first one and the 4th one, this is new to you. I mean, new in the sense that we will, this is the part of your mathematics, and we will learn it in detail, because you will find that its generalization is there in metric spaces, in topological spaces. So what are the differences when we extend it to metric spaces, in topological spaces? We will learn it one by one. And as per book are concerned, so first 3 units, I will mainly follow this book, R.G. Bartlett, and this one, Ajit Kumar and S. Kumaresan, a basic course in real analysis for first 3 chapters. And in this, you can also add real analysis by N.P. Bali. Some results are very good, explained in very easy way. You can find N.P. Bali. And mainly chapter 4, I will prefer from this one. For chapter 4, 4th chapter, we will prefer from this one, and you can solve questions from S.C. Malik. See, in S.C. Malik, Arora, this book, I mean, lot of results are given, so it's not easy to cover syllabus from this book. So, but we will do questions from this book. Okay, we will do all questions from exercise and solved examples from this book, and I will give you home assignment and we will discuss it. But we need to be very focused, because already we have a limited time in this semester, so I don't want to miss the concept. That one is more important. So you must have this one. I have shared the PDF of this one. That one is old edition, but still Many results are common, and some results from routine we will see. I will do that. This book you can purchase this book. This is a very good book by Ajit Kumar and S. Kumaresan. It's very this part is missing here, but you can find the other things very well given here. So it's of total 48 lectures, and you can see here that. So let us start from interval and its different kind and what we mean by bounded and unbounded set one by one. ठीक है, किसी को डाउट तो नहीं है? देखिए क्लास में आप लोग रेगुलर रहेंगे, उसकी वजह ये है कि दिस रियल एनालिसिस is asked almost in every competitive exam. In all those exams which are at BSc level, either you are preparing for UPSC or you are preparing for this PCS, or you are preparing for this MSc or IT JAM. In all these exams, you will find questions from here, and there are a lot of questions. So this one is a very important topic from competition point of view. And this one is a building, you can say that pure mathematics starts from here. So don't miss the class because everything is linked to one another. Now let me share this one. I will try to write in this OneNote, because in that it's also easy to share the notes. But how to do that, I don't know. Already these books I have shared to you. Now open this. Okay, let me first write some of the things and then I will discuss. So for that, I need to open OneNote. Mute your mic unless you need to. There is hand raise option, you can use that one. Is this screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in this first talk, I am going to give you an idea of okay, tell me how to define real numbers. In real analysis.
Sir, rational
All the
number,
form of
union,
numbers.
rational number.
Okay, so someone told that. हाँ, क्या बताया आपने? देख क्लास में फ्रेंडली रहे आप लोग, है ना? जो भी आप बोलेंगे तो उस हिसाब से फिर मैं.
Sir, all the form of numbers that comes
Sir, rational
under.
number, union, irrational number.
That can be
Rational-
represented on a number line.
A number that can be represented on a number line. चले और कोई डेफिनेशन? चले आप लोग जो बोल रहे हैं मैं एक करके लिख दे रहा हूँ. एक तो सॉरी रियल एनालिसिस मैंने यहाँ लिख दिया. पहले रियल नंबर्स पे आते हैं, रियल नंबर्स उसके बाद, और रियल नंबर्स और उसके सबसेट के एनालिसिस को रियल एनालिसिस कहते हैं. So real numbers. My question is what we mean by real numbers. आपने बहुत से पढ़े होंगे डेफिनेशन. जैसे एक किसी ने डेफिनेशन दिया, नंबर which can be represented on a number line. A number which can be represented on a number line.
So numbers which include rational, irrational, decimal, fractions, etc.
Okay, any other definition?
Sir, union of rational and irrational number.
That one is a classification, but again, then what we mean by rational and irrational, that one is a different topic.
Minus
Other
infinite.
definition? Okay, so x equal to root 2, is it real? Is it a real number? X
Yes,
equal
sir.
to root 2.
Yes,
किसी
sir.
को डाउट है कि ये रियल है कि नहीं? What you will do to verify that it's a real? You need to check its square. If its square is greater than or equal to 0, then this one is real number. So any number x, any number is say x is said to be real if x square is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so you said that real numbers are divided into rational and irrational. Rational and irrational. How to define rational number? Yes, anyone? And then again,
So which
rationals
is
are classified into
represented by P by Q form, in a fraction form, and Q is not equal to 0.
okay. Is not anyone else? और कोई बताना चाहेगा rational number?
Any number of the form P by Q.
Any number of the form?
Any number of the form P by Q where P is integer and Q is natural number.
You are saying that any number of the form P by Q where Q is non-zero, and what are P and Q?
P is integer and Q is natural number.
सर रियल नंबर P and Q
Integer. Good. ये भी ठीक है. P belongs to Z and Q belongs to. Yes, you can also write in this way. So no need to write Q not equal to 0 here if you are already choosing Q belonging to N. And SCF of PQ must be 1 in standard form, simplified form. SCF of PQ क्या होना चाहिए? And what are irrational numbers?
So the number which are non-terminating.
Yes, हाँ, अब आते हैं terminating और not, क्योंकि मुझे sequence वगैरह जब मैं पढ़ाऊंगा तो ये सब basic property use करना है. So just quickly let us recall all these things. I will
Yes,
share a separate lecture in which I have given a detailed lecture on this one. I mean real numbers, their classification into rational, irrational, and again rational into say composite and all that, prime and this integers, whole numbers and all that. And so I will share that lecture. But before that, you must go through that lecture, and we will discuss various limiting case of all this. So another form, yes, how to rational number in terms of terminating, non-terminating, and recurring. How you will define rational numbers?
So which are terminating numbers? Terminate shows. Yes, sir.
Terminating.
Yes, sir.
So you want to say that rational numbers are always terminating? Is it?
Terminating. Yes, sir. Irrational number are non-terminating.
Irrational
And some
number
way,
of
rational numbers are non-terminating but reoccurring.
so rational numbers are always going to terminate. Is it? How many of you are satisfied with I mean statement of with this statement that rational numbers are always terminating?
Sir, rational numbers are not terminating but reoccurring.
yes sir.
अभी भी कंप्लीट डेफिनेशन नहीं आ रही क्लास से, कोई कुछ कह रहा है, कुछ कह रहा है, क्लासिफाई नहीं कर रहे. तो 1/3 ले लो, देखो 1/3. 1/3 is of the P by Q form.
Sir,
But
sir,
if you look
rational
at
number are
Terminating but recurring.
terminating and non-recurring.
if you look at this one after decimal, then number of digits is not going to terminate. So this one is an example of non-terminating. So rational numbers can be non-terminating,
Yes,
or
sir,
you
but
can take 1/2. This one is 0.5, so it is going to terminate here. So rational number can be terminating, can be non-terminating. So in general, I can say that rational numbers are of two form, either terminating, and if they are non-terminating, then they will recur. You can also write it as 0.3 bar. Yeah, the number of digits which are recurring, I mean which are repeating itself, the pattern which is repeating itself. So if there is a pattern of repetition, definitely it is going to be a rational number. So why this one is not working here?
Sir, if we take an example of root 2 whose expansion is 1.4 and 4 dash dash,
Just wait,
so
I'm
does it
coming
come
to
under
this.
rational or irrational?
Irrational. I'm coming to that. इस कोड होने पर पेज क्यों नहीं बन रहा? क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसमें? Notes. Then okay, real analysis. I want to write on the same page. Okay, so let me write here because writing on next page will. So rational numbers are either terminating or second non-terminating but recurring. Non-terminating but recurring. For example, this you can if it is if it either it is going to terminate here after some decimal places, it is going to terminate, or if it is non-terminating, then it has to recur. It has to be repeat. So rational numbers is either of this form or of this form, and irrational numbers, those numbers which cannot be written in p by q form. For example, say root 2, e, pi, all these are irrational numbers. And it's and if you want to give its definition in terminating non-terminating form, then you can just remember this example: the x equal to 0.202, 002, 002, and so on. So you can see that between every two zeros, there is the number of zeros is increasing, and after decimal, the number of digits is not going to end. So this one is of a non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-recurring. I mean, no pattern is going to be repeated here. For example, x is equal to say 1.414, and so on. So you can see that no pattern is going to be repeated. So irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-recurring. I'm not going to in detail here, just I'm recalling all these results. I will share my already separate lecture I have given on this real number systems. So I will share today in WhatsApp group. You just go through that lecture. Here I'm just recalling all those facts because we will use it in sequence, especially in sequence of rational converging to irrational, sequence in construction of sequence of irrational converging to rational, and all that I need these results. And when we study Cauchy sequences in some problems, we will use all these concepts. Okay. Now, there are some basic results that algebra of the real number system. You know that with respect to the usual addition, if you will add two real numbers, say x, y belonging to R, and with respect to this usual addition, we know that x plus y is equal to y plus x. Okay, so I am not going to recall all the results for every xy, for every xy belonging to R. Okay, in mathematics we will use these two notation. This is used for every in short, and this is used for every or for any, and this is used for there exist. There exist. So first of all, before starting, I am going to tell you something about the quantifiers. These are called quantifiers. Quantifiers, and how to write an statement in terms of using quantifiers, because mathematically we need to know how to write a statement using quantifiers. this is what, by this we will be very precise in mathematics. So x plus y is equal to y plus x, and this result is known as commutative. So set of real numbers with this plus operation, you know, this one is a commutative, and similarly associative. Use all these things already you have studied in linear algebra, so I'm not going to do it here, just I'm recalling. So this should be true for every x y z belonging to R, for every x y z belonging to R, and all that existence of additive, inverse, and then with respect to multiplication, commutativity with respect to multiplication, associativity with respect to multiplication, all that. But I am not going to do all this here. I am looking here from the analysis point of view. So any real number or any subset of real number, look, real numbers or any subset of real numbers, I mean like set of natural numbers, set of integers, or any other subset, closed interval 0 1, open interval 0 1, or any other subset, its analysis is called as real analysis. So some of the topological properties we will see, like compactness, connectedness, all this in one by one. But one of the important property which real numbers have but complex number have not is law of trichotomy. Law of trichotomy. So what is law of trichotomy? It says that given any two real numbers a b belonging to R, given any two real numbers, this one is the sign used for belonging to. Okay. So if for every ab belonging to R, either the three of the following will hold: either a will be equal to b, or a will be less than b, or a will be greater than b. Exactly one of the them will hold. This is called law of trichotomy. Remember that real numbers are ordered filled and this law of trichotomy holds. That is, whenever two real numbers are given to, say 2 and 3 is given to you, so any one of them will be true. Either a will be equal to b, or a will be less than b, or a will be greater than b. So this is called as law of trichotomy. Okay, in fact exactly one of them holds. Exactly one of them holds, that whenever for any given two real numbers ab belonging to R, either a is equal to b, or a is less than b, or a is greater than b. So these are the basic things. And some important result that this is called transitivity relation, that if x is less than y, y is less than z, this implies that x is less than z. So passing over, I mean we are passing through, transit means passing over. So if x is less than y and y is less than z, so obviously x is less than z. So these are the rules. I mean whatever relation is given to us, with respect to that relation, you have studied in set theory what we mean by transitivity. So here I have taken this relation less than. So if x is less than y and y is less than z, then x is less than z. Similarly, there are some important property. So let me start from this upper and lower bound. First topic is upper and lower bound. Upper and lower bounds of a set. So whenever I say in real analysis, whenever I will say set means it will be either real number or it will be some subset of real number. So throughout S will be subset of R. So how to find upper and lower bounds of a set and how to write it mathematically, this one is our goal. Okay, so upper and lower bounds of a set. So it's first, let me write its definition, that what I mean by upper and lower bounds of a set. So its definition is you can see here that its definition, that suppose A is some subset of R. Suppose A is any subset of R, be non-empty. Suppose A in some okay, in some books you will find that this notation is used for this one, so don't be confused. In that book you will find, and for proper they are using this notation. Okay, so in most of the books you will find these two notations. Either this one is for A subset of B, and this one as for A is a proper subset of B. So if A is subset of R, be a non-empty, A is a non-empty subset of R, we say that a real number, say alpha, is an upper bound of a set A if for each x belonging to A, if for each x belonging to A, we have x less than equal to alpha. We have x less than equal to alpha. So geometrically, this means that element of A are to the left of alpha on the number line. So if alpha is an upper bound, try to understand this, that if alpha is an upper bound, if we are claiming that alpha is an upper bound of any set A is a subset of real number, then every member of the set has to be less than or equal to alpha. Every member of the set has to be less than or equal to alpha. Means if this is your set, say A, then alpha must be right to this one. I mean, every member of the set must be either equal to alpha or less than equal to alpha. None of the members of set A is going to exceed alpha. So how to write it using quantifiers? So in terms of quantifiers, alpha is an upper bound of A. Alpha is an upper bound of a set A if for any x belonging to A, x is less than equal to alpha. So this whole statement, mathematically we will write in this way. Try to understand this. All these are very important. We need to be very precise. Alpha, we will say that alpha is also a real number. Alpha is an upper bound of a set A if for every x belonging to A, x is less than equal to alpha. देखो यही तो लिखा हुआ है. Let A is subset of non-empty subset of R. We say that a real number alpha is an upper bound of A if for each x belonging to A, we have x less than equal to alpha. So all these you can write in one line using this, that for any given x belonging to A, x has to be less than equal to alpha. None of them, in fact, none of the members of this set is going to exceed alpha. So a real number alpha is not an upper bound of A if there exists at least one x belonging to A such that x is greater than alpha. So question is, what is its negation? इसका निगेशन क्या होगा? देखो ये सब क्वांटिफायर्स का यूज और आपको ये सब समझना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि मैथमेटिक्स में हमें जब लिखना होगा ना तो हमें बहुत प्रिसाइज होना पड़ता है. तो जब मैंने आपसे ये कहा कि any real number alpha is said to be upper bound of a set A if for each x belonging to A we have x less than equal to alpha, and in terms of quantifiers ये जो दो quantifiers हम basically हर जगह यूज करेंगे, this one for any and this one this one belongs to. Okay, so for any x belonging to A, x is less than equal to alpha if alpha is an upper bound. Now, what will be negation of this statement? I mean, my claim is that alpha is not an upper bound of A.
There exists x belongs to A such that x less than equal to alpha.
X is strictly greater than alpha.
Greater
Alpha is not an
for all f x belongs to A, x is greater than or equal to alpha.
for all. हाँ बताएं क्या कहा? बिल्कुल सही. हाँ बोले.
For all x belongs to A, x is greater than or equal to alpha.
देखिए मुझे लिखने थे. For all x belonging to A,
x is greater than or equal to alpha. ये negation है.
देखिए अब ये इन्होंने negation बताया. देखिए for all, क्या यहाँ for all लिखना जरूरी है? कितने लोग इससे, मैंने
No,
कहा कि
sir.
इस
No,
स्टेटमेंट का
sir.
मुझे
There
निगेशन
exists.
चाहिए।
So there
There
exists.
exists X
So there
belongs
exists X belongs to A.
एक भी देखो, यहाँ इसका निगेशन क्या होगा भाई, यहाँ ये कह रहा है कि फॉर एनी एक्स, or you can say that for every x belonging to the set, x has to be less than equal to alpha. So if it is not an upper bound, then you need to produce at least one x which is strictly greater than alpha. So this is not correct. इसीलिए मैंने कहा ना कि आप बोलेंगे तभी सीखेंगे, गलत हो जाए कोई घबराने की बात नहीं है. So this one is not correct statement. Not for all, to discard
There
you need to show
exists.
just one. So you will write that. In fact, let me write here. What I want to say here that alpha is not an upper bound of A. Rule पर option कहाँ चला गया? पहले पेज पे तो था, फिर बार-बार मुझे नए पेज पे जाना पड़ रहा है. चलो कोई बात नहीं, देखते हैं, हो सकता है एक दिन में समझ आएगा. हाँ, मैं क्या कहना चाह रहा था कि alpha is not an upper bound of A. This means first try to alpha is not an upper bound of A means if there exists at least one alpha, sorry, at least one x from A, at least one x from A, such that x is greater than alpha, such that x is strictly greater than alpha. ये समझ में आएगी नहीं? तो ये यहाँ क्या कहता है, यहाँ restriction ये है कि if alpha is an upper bound, then every member of the set has to be less than equal to alpha. It cannot exceed alpha. It has to be left of alpha. अल्फा के लेफ्ट में सेट के मेंबर जो होंगे ये हमेशा अल्फा के या तो x एटमोस्ट अल्फा के इक्वल हो सकता है या अल्फा से छोटा हो सकता है, अल्फा से छोटा होगा. तो इसका निगेशन क्या हुआ? आई मीन अल्फा इज नॉट एन अपर बाउंड ऑफ ए इफ देयर एग्जिस्ट एटलीस्ट वन एक्स, कम से कम एक एक्स ऐसा मिल जाए जो कि अल्फा से एक्सीड कर जाए. तो इसका निगेशन अगर लिखना हो मैथमेटिकल क्वांटिफायर्स यूज करके, अगर मुझे इस स्टेटमेंट का निगेशन लिखना हो तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि फॉर एवरी अल्फा, I mean whatever upper bound is given to you, whatever upper bound is given to you, there exists at least one x, there exists at least one x from the set such that x is strictly greater than alpha. समझने की कोशिश करें मैं क्या कह रहा हूं. I mean if alpha is an upper bound or whatever upper bound is given to you, if it is not an upper bound, if alpha is not an upper bound, alpha is not an upper bound, alpha is not an upper bound, this means there exists at least one x from the set such that x is greater than alpha. ये समझ में आया? ये दो स्टेटमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो आपको नेगेशन का वे बता रहा हूं. अगर आपको देखो मैथ्स पे कमांड करना है तो ये जो क्वांटिफायर्स यूज करके बिल्कुल प्रिसाइज स्टेटमेंट लिखते हैं ये आपको आना चाहिए टेक्निक. And slowly as course will proceed, you will find all these things very easy. अभी तो स्टार्ट किया है ना, थोड़ा सा बेसिक पे क्वांटिफायर्स पे यूज करना जरूरी, क्योंकि अक्सर मैं देखता हूँ लोग समझते सही लेकिन लिखते हुए गलती कर देते हैं. इन चीजों को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए ये सब, इस वजह से मैं बिल्कुल स्टार्टिंग में भी थोड़ा सा रियल नंबर्स रिकॉल किया. हालांकि रियल नंबर्स पे मैं ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं गया क्योंकि ऑलरेडी मेरा रिकॉर्डेड एक लेक्चर्स मैंने कंप्लीट उसी पे दे रखा है. सो आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट माय टाइम. लेट अस लर्न व्हाट इज न्यू फॉर अस. ठीक है, तो वो जो बेसिक है टर्मिनेटिंग नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग और कैसे आया और कन्वर्ट वहां पे, तो वो सब सारी चीजें मैं वो लेक्चर शेयर कर दूंगा, आप लोग देख लेंगे. यहाँ पे आते हैं क्वांटिफायर्स यूज करके हम कैसे अपर बाउंड को कहेंगे. तो अपर बाउंड का डेफिनेशन ये था कि एनी रियल नंबर अल्फा इज सेड टू बी अपर बाउंड ऑफ द सेट इफ फॉर ईच मींस फॉर एवरी एक्स बिलोंगिंग टू ए वी हैव एक्स मच लेस देन इक्वल टू अल्फा, और मैथमेटिकली राइट दैट फॉर एवरी एक्स बिलोंगिंग टू ए x is less than equal to alpha. So this one is the definition using quantifiers, and its negation that whatever upper bound is given to us, if you are claiming that alpha is not an upper bound, so whatever alpha is given to us, there exists at least one member from the set which exceeds alpha. I mean there exists at least one member, x which exceeds this alpha. So it is going to violate. So there exists this one is very important. How to use there exist. Now look at this statement and this statement. For all x belonging to a. For all तो इसी का particular case हो गया ना. अगर for all के लिए true है तो there exist के लिए भी तो true होगा. लेकिन there exist के लिए true है तो for all के लिए true होना जरूरी नहीं है. मतलब आपको discard करना. So you have to produce at least one x from the set which exceeds that alpha. This means alpha is not an upper bound. This means alpha is not an upper bound.
सर 1x से ज्यादा भी तो ऊपर हो सकती है अल्फा से।
क्या चीज?
सर x की जो वैल्यू है जो अल्फा से बड़ी जो 1 से ज्यादा भी तो हो सकती हैं।
एक से ज्यादा तो देयर एग्जिस्ट में ये थोड़ा नहीं कर रहा. देयर एग्जिस्ट में कम से देयर एग्जिस्ट एटलीस्ट वन. अच्छा ये मैं बता दूं कि देयर एग्जिस्ट जब भी लिखा जाए ना, दिस मीन देयर एग्जिस्ट एटलीस्ट वन. देयर एग्जिस्ट एटलीस्ट वन. कम से कम एक मिलेगा. कम से कम एक मिलेगा ना. अपर रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है ना, तो एक से ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. लेकिन डिस्कार्ड करने के लिए एक सफिशिएंट है. बात मेरी समझ में आई?
ओके सर,
बिल्कुल कोई घबराने की बात नहीं. आपको जो आ रहा है, जो आपको चीज समझ में आ रही है, आप बोले मैं करेक्शन करा दूंगा. वो शुरू के सिर्फ 3-4 क्लास में आपको केयरफुल रहना है. जैसे एक बार ये लिखने का क्वांटिफायर्स का टेक्निक सीख जाओगे, आपको रियल एनालिसिस इज गोइंग टू बी वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इजीएस्ट सब्जेक्ट. लेकिन अगर आप ये क्वांटिफायर्स का यूज करना नहीं सीखोगे तो फिर आपको आगे दिक्कत होगी, क्योंकि चीजें समझना और मैथमेटिकली लिखना दोनों में बहुत डिफरेंस होता है. जैसे अभी मैंने कहा ना, देखिए आप लोग समझ रहे थे, लेकिन लिखने में यहाँ गलत ये स्टेटमेंट है कि फॉर ऑल एक्स बिलोंगिंग टू एक्स ग्रेटर देन. छोटी छोटी चीजें जिसमें मैं फोकस कर रहा हूँ, इन चीजों को समझे. और आपको मैंने बुक भी बता दिया है. ये सब चीजें मैं जो पढ़ा रहा हूँ उनके बुक से पढ़ा रहा हूँ. आई मीन दिस बेसिक कोर्स इन रियल एनालिसिस बाय अजीत कुमार एंड एस कुमार है ना. बहुत ही अच्छी किताब है, बिल्कुल बेसिक बहुत अच्छा दिया हुआ है. और मैं थोड़ा सा एग्जांपल्स में एक्स्ट्रा करा दूंगा, लेकिन कुछ चीजें समझने के लिए आपको जरूरी है कि कैसे लिखना है. So there may be more than one upper bound of any set. There may be more than one upper bound of any set. है ना. जैसे मैं अभी एग्जांपल आपको देता हूँ. नए पेज पे आ जाते हैं. Okay. So my claim is that, see, if alpha is an upper bound of a set A, where A is subset of real line. यहाँ इस तरह बनाने मतलब I mean A can be equal to R or A can be proper subset of R. This notation is used for this one. ठीक है ना. आप बहुत से देखोगे स्टैंडर्ड बुक में इसके लिए यूज करते हैं, और प्रॉपर के लिए ना ये यूज करते हैं. प्रॉपर के लिए ये यूज करते हैं. So if alpha is an upper bound of a set A, and if you take any real number, alpha dash greater than alpha. If alpha is an upper bound of a set and take any real number, then that number is also going to satisfy this definition. पेज पे कैसे जाओ? मेरी इसमें आदत नहीं है वर्क करने की. चलो देखते हैं. अब ये my claim is that what I am trying to say that see, if alpha is an upper bound, means alpha is an upper bound of set A. It means that for any x belonging to A, x is less than equal to alpha. ये था. So if x is less than equal to alpha and alpha is less than alpha dash, so obviously alpha, if you replace this alpha by alpha dash, then this definition is also true for every x belonging to A. X is less than equal to alpha is less than alpha dash. So from here you can say that for any x belonging to A, x is less than equal to alpha dash. So this means that if alpha is an upper bound of any set, then all real numbers greater than alpha is also going to be its upper bound. Can I say this?
सर ये जो x लेस देन आना चाहिए ना.
हाँ चले. हाँ किसी को डाउट है तो बताएं.
सर ये जो आपने लिखा हुआ है इधर x लेस देन अल्फा डैश और इक्वल टू का साइन भी लगा हुआ है नीचे. सर इक्वल टू वाला
हाँ वो स्ट्रिक्टली कर सकते हो स्ट्रिक्टली. लेकिन देखो एक्चुअल में होता क्या है ना कि x लेस देन अल्फा, दिस विल बी कंटेन्ड और नॉट इन दिस वन. एक्स अल्फा से छोटा अल्फा डैश से छोटा होना चाहिए या एक्स अल्फा डैश से छोटा या उसके बराबर हो जाए। तो ये स्टेटमेंट ऑलरेडी इसमें कंटेंट है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
बात समझ आ गई? ठीक है, चलिए वही हो गए ना कि भाई हो सकता है एक्स से ज्यादा हो, लेकिन अगर मैंने लिख दिया स्टेटमेंट देयर एग्जिस्ट एटलीस्ट वन एक्स सच दैट एक्स इज ग्रेटर देन अल्फा, तो एक से जब डिस्कार्ड हो गया तो 10 भी होंगे तब भी डिस्कार्ड हो जाएगा। डिस्कार्ड की मिनिमम कंडीशन है कि आपको एक ऐसा चाहिए जो अल्फा से एक्सीड कर जाए, तो अल्फा अपर बाउंड नहीं होगा। तो 10 भी है तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? डेफिनेशन कहता है कम से कम एक ऐसा एक्स होना चाहिए जो अल्फा से अगर एक्सीड कर गया, सेट से कम से कम एक मेंबर ऐसा, तो वो अपर बाउंड नहीं होगा। ठीक है, अभी मैं एग्जांपल बताऊंगा, अभी थोड़ा सा ये बता रहा हूँ कि मैथमेटिकली लिखते कैसे हैं। सो फ्रॉम हियर वी हैव ऑब्टेन्ड दैट एवरी रियल नंबर if alpha is an upper bound then every real number greater than alpha is also going to be its upper bound. ठीक है, तो अब यहाँ पे अब देखो तो हमने स्टेटमेंट बता दिया, इसका नेगेशन बता दिया कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ नेगेशन हाउ वी विल डील। नाउ व्हाट अबाउट सेट ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर एंड सिमिलरली लोअर बाउंड। लोअर बाउंड में क्या डेफिनेशन होगा? लोअर बाउंड if every member of the set is greater than equal to, say beta is the lower bound of a set, let me say beta is the lower bound of set A. This means
So there exists
आप लोग खुद
x.
बोले हाँ,
So there exists x belongs to
beta is lower bound of set, तो आप हाँ क्या कह रहे हैं? there exists x belongs
to a
हाँ
where x is greater than equal to beta.
नहीं ये तो यहाँ देयर एग्जिस्ट नहीं होगा, फॉर एवरी होगा ना, फॉर एनी whatever x you are choosing from the set, whatever x you are choosing from the set, it has to be greater than equal to beta. I mean beta has to be left to all those x from the set A.
Yes.
यही आप देखो, आप डायग्राम समझ लो, लेकिन लिखते वक्त यहाँ क्या गलती हो रही है? यहाँ देयर एग्जिस्ट नहीं बोलेंगे, देयर एग्जिस्ट इसके निगेशन में आएगा।
For all.
हाँ, for all x belonging to A or for any given x belonging to A, x is greater than equal to beta. X is greater than, तो जरा पिक्चर को भी ना अपने दिमाग में रखिए, इसलिए मैं बना रहा हूँ ये। If beta is its lower bound, then every x belonging to set either it will be equal to beta or it will be greater than beta. I mean it will lie right to the beta. X will lie right to the नंबर लाइन है, तो क्योंकि नंबर लाइन के सबसेट तो आप इजीली बना के देख सकते हो। अच्छा, तो इसको मैं तो उसी तरह लिख देंगे इसको यहाँ पे, जैसे यहाँ लिखा था कि फॉर एवरी एक्स बिलोंगिंग टू सेट ए, एक्स इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू बीटा, है ना। इफ बीटा इज लोअर बाउंड then every member of the set will be either equal to beta or will be greater than equal to beta. Every member of the set will be either whatever x is given to you, it will be greater than or equal to beta or equal to beta. इसका negation क्या हुआ?
Sir, इसका greater than beta, less than beta होगा, less than.
नहीं, negation लिखेंगे कैसे? पूरा स्टेटमेंट बताएं, पूरा बताएं, गलत सही मत सोचें, जो गलत होगा मैं करेक्शन कराऊंगा।
There exists x belongs to A such that x is less than equal to beta.
बोले स्टेटमेंट में लिख दूं, उसके बाद फिर बताता हूँ सही कि नहीं। नेगेशन क्या होगा?
There exists x belongs to A.
एक मिनट रुकिए, कलर चेंज कर दो। हाँ, there exists x belonging to A.
X belongs to A such that x is less than or equal to beta.
X is less than or equal to beta. Very good. There exists x belonging to A such that x is less than equal to beta. बिल्कुल ठीक लिखा है। ठीक है, स्टेटमेंट सही है। So beta is not an upper bound. Sorry, beta is not the lower bound. Beta is not the lower bound. This means for any beta or any upper bound, for every beta there exists x. देखो ये लाइन देखो, यहाँ पे इससे पहले लिखा था ना, there exists x belonging to A वो मेंबर कहाँ से आना चाहिए, सेट से आना चाहिए ना, फॉर एवरी बीटा और फॉर एनी गिवन बीटा if it is not a lower bound, and here all alpha beta all are real numbers, there exists x belong to S such that x is less than equal to beta. Very good, बहुत सही स्टेटमेंट है, बिल्कुल सही. इस तरह से लिखेंगे, इसका निगेशन इसलिए यहाँ फॉर एवरी बीटा इसलिए लिख दिया कि देयर मे बी मोर देन वन अपर बाउंड. सो इफ इट इज नॉट एन अपर बाउंड, आई मीन व्हाटएवर, इसको ये भी पढ़ते हैं फॉर एनी गिवन बीटा, if it is not a lower bound, if it is not a there exists at least one member from the set which there exists at least one member of the set which is less than equal to beta, sorry, strictly less than beta, which comes left to this one. If it's happened, then beta will not be lower bound, and once beta is a lower bound, remember, once beta is its lower bound, then any real number left to beta, say beta dash, is also going to be its lower bound, because that will also satisfy this condition, x is greater than equal to beta dash. होगा कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, और किसी का डाउट है तो पूछना, अभी बिल्कुल स्टार्ट किया है, बिल्कुल आप लोग थोड़ा चीजें, फिर मैं कुछ स्टैंडर्ड प्रूफ भी दूंगा. अब देखो, जैसे अभी मैंने बाउंडेड सेट, और क्योंकि ये जब आप पढ़ लेंगे ना अपर बाउंड, तो एनी सेट सेट टू बी बाउंडेड if it is bounded above as well as bounded below. So let me write here that any set.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
हाँ बताएं.
सर दूसरी क्लास का लिंक आ गया है सर, क्लास
अच्छा
सेकंड.
ठीक है, मैं ये एंड करता हूँ. थोड़ा सा बुक मैंने बता दिया, आप लोग रिवीजन कर लेंगे, तो कल से टाइम से उसी वक्त से स्टार्ट करेंगे.
ओके
ठीक है, आप लोग
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
सर आपसे ये नोट चाहिए, नोट सर जो हमने लिखे हैं अभी सर.
ये मैं देखता हूँ, पता नहीं, मैं असल में पहली बार इसमें, मैं जूम पे डायरेक्ट पढ़ाता था, लेकिन मैं सोच रहा हूँ इसमें लिखने पे ना नोट शेयर हो जाता है, वो ऑप्शन मैं देखता हूँ, अगर होगा तो मैं शेयर कर दूंगा.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.